Oliver, what's up? It's been a while, since we did a long film video. So today we're doing Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is a popular book on Book Talk, and it's romance and it involves figure skating. And I'm like, okay, sure, let's try it. And it involves college. So let's get into it. And I'm using a microphone today. How does it look? How does it sound? I hope it's better because the reason I don't normally use it is I find out that just talking normally has a better sound quality than when I actually use a microphone. So annoying. But either way, let's use that. Okay, so Icebreaker. So at the opening of this book, we have Anastasia, the female lead. She's practicing, right? And her coach is all like shouting at her and her partner. Her partner is Aaron Carlisle, and he's the best male figure skater in the University of California, this school that they go to. She used to have a former partner, but then because she went to this school and her partner couldn't get into that school with her, and the similar thing happened with Aaron, so both of them had to partner up, and that's how they're partners today. After practice was over, they drove home and Aaron drove him together. Aaron has this luxurious Range Rover, too luxurious for a student, but apparently it comes because of his background. Because Aaron is like, his parents had him in middle age, and he was more or less like the child they had to save their marriage. Like, oh, we're having an issue, let's make a baby. Some people do that. And now that they made his baby Aaron, and normally his father, whenever he cheats, or his parents, whenever they have an argument, what did they do? They gave him one obscene gift, one obscenely expensive gift, and that Range Rover was one of it. So, and it happens that Aaron also lives like in this really cool condo, and he needed roommates. So Anastasia, this Stacy, and her friend Sabrina Breen are the people who wound up becoming his roommate. And look at the thing about Aaron. Let's do this real quick. I mean, it's to Anastasia, whenever it's Anastasia's point of view narrating, because this book was actually narrated from two people's point of view. That is Anastasia and Nathan, the guy, the male lead. We're about to meet Nathan. And the thing is, whenever I come to Anastasia's part, yeah, she's like, oh yeah, that Aaron, he has a sweet part, but I don't know why he only lets people see the assholeish part of him. I hope that is not against YouTube regulations to say that. And what's his name? Aaron from Nathan's point of view. This guy is he's so annoying. Oh my. This arrangement that Anastasia has with Aaron and her friend Sabrina, her best friend Sabrina, like two of them are roommates together. They're like basically like siblings. People always kind of tend to assume, oh, you hang out with Erin all the time, don't you get feel? And she's like, what? No, I don't. And besides, at this moment in the book, she is sleeping with this Ryan Rothwell person. He's a basketball player. Apparently, both of them have busy schedules, and I think it's an athletic school. This University of California is more for athletes, right? So this guy is like the captain, that person in charge of this basketball team in their school. And this is college, not high school. And they're sleeping together. And it's not like they're dating because neither of them want to date. It's not like in their works and they're too busy for it. So that's why they're settling for this arrangement. And we know in arrangements like this, someone always gets hurt. At first, based on how they describe Ryan and, his role in the story, I was thinking, are you sure they don't develop feelings for each other? But then we see that, oh, there's the main guy. I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen to Ryan? We'll see. Sabrina is an only daughter. She has 6 older brothers. This is college right now, is University of California, Maple Hill. Okay, and now let's get introduced to Nathan. So Nathan wakes up and there is this new girl in his bed. And then he's like, oh, no, 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 when he sees the girl's face. Because she's like this main girl. And he told himself that even if he sleeps with all the girls, he's not going to touch this girl. But apparently, both of them had to have it to drink. Even the girl, as she's waking up, it's not like she's not fine. She's fine. But that girl is mean because as she wakes up, and he's staring at her confused, like, what are you doing in my bed? This girl wakes up and is like, have you not seen how, don't look at me like you've not slept with girls before. Call me an Uber, at least. Oh, God, I was like, okay. Some people are, they don't know the meaning of shame. I mean, it doesn't exist in their world. And this girl, in his bed, on Nathan's bed, she's one of those girls. Although I don't know those girls. I don't know if you do. So Nathan's best friend is Robbie. And Nathan is an ice hockey player, right? Remember, Anastasia, she's a figure skater, they skate on ice. While Nathan, he's an ice hockey player. They do hockey on ice, rinks. So both their sports involve rinks. Now, Nathan has three housemates. There is JJ, there is Robbie, and there is Henry. JJ and Robbie, they are both in final year like him. But Henry is a different story. Henry is not meant to be living with final years. But Henry had a hard time, at the hostel, and they couldn't let him go back. So they were like, oh, okay, come stay with us. And Henry, God bless his soul, that guy is sweet, but he does not know the meaning of subtle. He just kind of blots out everything, no filter. And honestly, this is one of his charms. If there's one reason why I like this book, Icebreaker, it has humor. This kind of it's light-hearted, really. It's not heavy. So if you're looking for maybe a light reader, so I think I'd recommend it. But let's keep going. I don't want to spoil all the fun right now. Yeah, you have to stay with me to the end because there's a surprise. Nathan is currently studying sports medicine. Funny, like I said, this is college. In as much as they're doing sports full time, they also like studying all other stuff. Now, the reason why he's doing sports medicine, because Nathan, his family is money, okay? They have a lot of money, but he doesn't want to do the family business, which is managing ski resorts. He already even has a place on a team like that, one popular high school ice hockey team waiting for him. He just wants to graduate well so that he will now join them. Do you understand? So he's that sort of person. And his best friend, Robbie, right? That one, he's actually in a wheelchair. For some reason, he's in this school and he helps coach the others because at this moment in the book, they're final years, right? And Nathan is now the captain of the ice hockey team. Yes? So he has a responsibility on him. He actually never expected he'll get that post. Robbie is his best friend and Robbie uses a wheelchair. He's paralyzed waist down. Back in high school, there was this cane accident and he didn't regain movement in his legs. After this whole story starts, the dean, they all get this email like, hey, everybody, all the sports people, all the students come over to the awards room. And it's like, anytime it's awards room, it's not good. Because normally they were meant to go to the rink after class, but now it's like awards room. Who got into trouble? What happened? That's a normal reaction whenever that is mentioned. So the athletes are worried when they get called to the awards room instead of going to the rink normally to practice after college classes are over. So first of all, the first meeting happens between the ice hockey team and their Coach Neil Faulkner, who is apparently a 3-time Stanley Cup winner before there was a drunk driver incident that ran into him, smashed his knees, and some other irreparable damage that he couldn't return to the sport. But he's a big deal. So they really respect the guy, the man, now, not just the guy. Now, the general awards room, because in as much as it's an ice hockey team that writes first, every athlete, Anastasia, basketball, everybody gets called to come to the awards room. And then the director of sports, he comes up and he's like telling them that he's asked them not to do pranks and he's asked them to be careful, to just mind their college studies because a major big deal happened. And they now told everybody that the rink got destroyed, the ice hockey rink. Remember, it's ice, solid ice, right? And so who did it? Like, was it some kind of prank between you inter-house sports, people? What happened? But not everybody's just like, we don't know who it is. We don't know who it is. Okay? Because the generator and cooling system was smashed, which essentially makes the ice hockey rink a swimming pool at the moment. So the director now says, okay, everybody come together. And after he now has a meeting with everybody, they're like, okay, ice hockey team and figure skating team wait after. Now they wait after and they tell them, okay, say that based on how the ice hockey team needs to practice too, despite the accident, they'll have to share a ring for the unforeseeable future. And the thing makes Anastasia so mad because she's like, no, that she blames them, that you guys always causing trouble, and now you're gonna cut down on my practice hours simply because of your foolishness, okay? It's pissing her off. I mean, Nate Hawkins, the captain of the ice hockey team, he's trying to be friendly to her and says, hey, there's a party happening at my place. You want to come with your friend and stuff. And she's not having it because why do I even want to be associated with you when you landed us in this trouble in the first place? And Nate on his own part, just saying that, okay, we're already in this situation. Let's just try to make this work. He sincerely wants to get along with her, with the skating team in general. And he himself, he dislikes the situation as much. Now, during the party, in the early hours of the party, he called up a sophomore, Ross, to come to his room. And then because he suspected Ross had something to do with that destruction incident, then he now asked Ross that, what happened, because I suspect you, so you got to tell me something. That's when Ross goes like, oh, there's this girl he's been screwing, and he didn't know the girl had a boyfriend, and apparently the boyfriend threatened him. So he got scared, he blocked the girl from all sides, deleted her number and stuff, but the boyfriend of the girl supposedly still carried out an attack on the ring. Do you understand? So that was not looking pretty. And Ross is this sweet guy who's worked so hard to come there to that college, and this was just a blunder that happened. And the girl is in University of California, the other one UC. You know, there are two of them. There is UCLA and then UCMA. This guy, Nate, feels for him because he knows the guy worked so hard to come to this place, to leave his house behind. And if news gets out that, oh, it's because of Ross that this happened, he'll probably be expelled. So Nate has to keep it covered that it's Ross that did it. And he's a captain. It's his duty to protect his teammates, even if they act dumb sometimes, okay? It's still like captain responsibility. There's this particular girl Nate has been trying to, get on with, Summer. They're friends, and Summer knows he's a big time fork buddy, but she doesn't want to have anything to do with him in that intimacy department. But he just keeps pushing it. And she told him, Nate, I think you're only pushing this because you're not used to a girl telling you no. And let's face it, that's true. Usually when guys, the moment you announce, oh, I'm a virgin, I've never done a guy before, that's when everybody wants to prove something and they chase you. That's why you never reveal certain kind of information, okay? So that you're safe. Anastasia surprised him because she showed up to the party and she was with Sabrina. And Anastasia, first of all, she has brown hair and ocean blue eyes. And she looks more relaxed today than, when he saw her initially at the awards room and she was all spit and fire. Sabrina and Robbie, Sabrina is Anastasia's best friend and Robbie is Nate's best friend. Both of them happen to click. At some point, Anastasia was like, I want to use the bathroom. I want to pee. So she wanted to go stand at the public bathroom. Not like public, but you know how there is that guest bathroom that is downstairs and there's a long line. But Nate was like, in his whole spirit of, trying to just help us so they can get along, was like, you can just come use the bathroom in my room because he has a private room. Basically, I think perks of captain and stuff. He has a private bathroom and a door code, like an actual door code and stuff. So she came, she used the bathroom, and then normally, she just there. And they ended up talking a bit like, oh, where are you from? Oh, where are you from? And Stacey doesn't like hockey. She doesn't like hockey players. She's studying business. Remember, he's studying sports medicine. The whole process of them connecting. She was like, but honestly, who did you guys piss off to get your ring destroyed? And he doesn't want to tell her because he doesn't want to tell anybody. He's protecting Russ, right? But at the same time, he also wants to get along with her. So he doesn't even know when he blots out. I promise, I don't know. Right? So after this, they go downstairs back to the party, and Aaron comes. Aaron is already at the party. Remember now, Aaron is Stacey's skating partner, and Aaron looks pissed. He looks pissed at Nate. The way he's acting, oh my god, Nate actually thought that he's Anastasia's boyfriend. But earlier, Aaron had put on a drama. He put on a drama around Ryan. Remember now, Ryan Rothwell, the guy that Stacey's sleeping with. And that before that drama, Stacey and Ryan were supposed to, because Stacey doesn't really eat much, the whole figure skating diet thing, trying to stay fit so that what's his name can be able to carry her, Aaron, and each time he's always complaining, oh, you're heavy. So she has to always keep her weight down, and she has a partner who has to carry her and all of those skating things. So based on that, she doesn't really eat much. And Ryan, in his good-natured spirit, he doesn't like it because he's like, oh, you should eat more no matter what, right? So oftentimes he tries to feed her, okay, I'm going to feed you. We're going to go ahead and get a hamburger after this awards room stuff. But then based on Aaron putting up a drama, he's always finding one thing to put up. They couldn't go again to get the hamburger. So she had to eat chicken salad. And now she's hungry and irritated because of Aaron. And now he's sad in another trouble with with Nate at this moment. Aaron, in his spitish, naggy, not pleasant attitude, now revealed the true reason, why the ring was destroyed. And he now said to Nate that, that word has it that one of you couldn't keep it in your pants, and then you got somebody's younger sister pregnant, and then the elder brother got mad and destroyed your ring. Okay? And it's like, wait, what? I mean, that's not the story. And Nate didn't know when he blot out, that's not the fact. But the thing now had Anastasia, so you knew at all why your ring was destroyed and you dare to promise me that you didn't know? So the whole thing kind of made her cancel him then. Like, I can't do this with you. If you're not going to be open and honest with me, I can't do this with you. So Anastasia now is looking for Brain, her friend Sabrina, so that they can go home. But then she ran into Ryan. Remember, Ryan is the guy she's sleeping with, the basketball captain, and Olivia Abbott. Olivia Abbott is actually really pretty, and she's in theater. Sabrina is also in theater. Sometimes people in theater are like loud and yeah, always attention seekers, but not Olivia. And Olivia always gets the best parts because the girl is that insanely talented. I mean, Sabrina knows, but whenever Olivia still gets a role, she's all like, "Oh my, that girl, I don't like her." But the girl is genuinely nice. When Stacey saw Ryan and Olivia together on a couch, kind of heads together and they're talking, she's thinking, "Oh, they look good together." Because here's the thing: she knows she doesn't want, she can't be there for Ryan emotionally. I mean, they're just forking, right? The main reason why Stacey is so bothered to share rings is Olympics is solely dependent on just her and Aaron being good enough to make it, while Nate has an entire team that can help him get to Olympics. So the stakes are different for both of them. So she needs more practice hours. There's more pressure on her to prove herself than there is for him and his team. I mean, this is already someone who has, a real weight, a spot waiting for him on another team. She doesn't have any such guarantee. So when you look at it, she's on the losing side. So when you see her reacting, like maybe being all angry at Nathan, like you guys destroyed this ring, I can't believe I don't like you. She has very good reason to be that way towards him. The next day, Ryan went to see Stacey at the rink because there's this other rink where she volunteers to, she works at, and she works there just so that she can make extra money to buy textbooks because her parents already pay for all the her figure skating things, which are like really expensive, by the way. So based on school's textbooks, she now does work. So she coaches 10-year-old girls and under. So Ryan comes there to meet her and he comes with lunch. And then as they're eating, she's like, "So you and Olivia, and he's like, "Yeah, well, Liv is cool. We just exchanged numbers." She's like, "She's lived to you already. Okay." Like, "Yeah, she's nice. You're nice. We should give it a chance." And I don't know why they're so casual about this. I mean, this is a guy you're literally screwing. And you're like, "Oh, yeah, go date that girl." The drama between Aaron and Nate from last night came up. And then Stacey said that she doesn't like Nathan because he lied about this. He knew why his ring was destroyed. He didn't say. And this is like a sports college, and most of these major figures know the other person, or at least I've heard of them. So as a captain himself, Ryan has already heard of Nate, and he's like, "Oh no, that guy is a bad person. He's a captain. He's in my shoes. So I know what it means to protect teammates." Okay. On Nathan's part, what's happening now is that Aaron apparently ran with the word he heard about the whole somebody on the team not keeping it in his pants, and you get. So, and then their coach had it, that their coach now, the coach Faulkner person. So he called all the hockey team and demanded to know, is this true, right? And that's when they had to own up to it. And also the real truth now came out. Because actually, to Ross's relief, at least he wasn't screwing someone's girlfriend. She's someone's younger sister. And apparently she wasn't just doing him. She was doing him and someone else. So he's not even the person who got the girl pregnant. Okay? That's a whole drama on its own. So meanwhile, Ross is relieved. And then coach is just like, okay, all of you have to be on your best behavior. And based on this truth coming out, Stacey and Aaron's coach was now able to have something over the ice hockey team as far if we are going to have to walk around our own hours. Normally if you have to share a rink based on something happened to your own, the people will try to find middle ground. But in this case, it's like, no, people have to agree to our terms. You people, the hockey team, have to agree to our own skating team terms. So in a way, it's fair. At least skating team will get to have their hours whenever they want. And then Faulkner now said, okay, Faulkner also threatened his team that, see, if any of them ever get in trouble, that he is not going to waste time expelling. So even Nate self knows that captain does not mean you are spared. So everybody is on their own best behavior. And Nate has something huge to lose if he gets kicked out of school. He will lose his position at the team that already accepted him, and he can't afford that. So everybody's on their best behavior. The reason why Nate really wants to go to that Vancouver team the moment he graduates is going back home to Colorado, where his father is not an option, right? Because his father is just something else. I don't know why most rich dads in books are like painted this way. most rich parents, they have this thing about not really being interested in their children as people, but as tools for more glorification. Nate just appreciates the fact that his father does not like ice hockey. He sees it as a brute game. His sister Sasha is not so lucky. She's an ice skiing prodigy. So he has hired coach for the girl. The girl is just 16. He wants her to make an Olympic team. So he just throwing money at coaches. He doesn't care about the girl's health or if that's actually what she wants. As far as you just have to make Olympics. That's what I want. The reason why Nathan actually even found his way into hockey, because he started with skiing, ice skiing, but he didn't stay with it. Is that his mother was when he was 4 years old, his pregnant mother was just tired of her over energetic 4-year-old and was like, oh yeah, go and enter ice hockey. Let's see if you burn out all that energy. And so he fell in love with the sport, ran with it, and look where he is today with it. Robert is Robbie, and he does not like him when you call him Robert. So, and he's always the person who plans all the parties, all the parties that happens in their house. He's always the one. But now for his own birthday party, he can't plan his own birthday party. So he's the guy who has to plan it for him. Nate, JJ, and all of them. So for his birthday surprise party, Robbie was just like that he wants Sabrina around. And if you want Sabrina around, her best friend has to be around. Basically, request, because the person he made this request to is Nathan. And when Nate heard it, Nate was like, oh, this sounds serious. I mean, if he wants her to be there for his birthday party. And Robbie tends to be like Nathan. They just screw around. They screw girls. They don't do serious stuff, okay? But they don't screw girls like they're heartbreakers. But I guess when you maybe exist in that world, you get it. Like, oh yeah, it's chill. We are scratching each other's itches kind of arrangement. Yeah, college is just... I mean, even Nigerian University. Like, higher institution is just wild. I think after it, we get more sense. Just a little sense. So Nate somehow has to make it that Sabrina will come to Robbie's surprise birthday party. The skating team and the hockey team has been sharing a rink for some weeks. Stacey's like ice cold towards Nate. She doesn't talk to him. Just most of the time, just brushes past him, ignores him, that sort of thing. Only nice to Henry, the brutally honest one. And the reason why she's nice to Henry is that he found her in the library. He bought her coffee and apologized. And ever since then, she's just been warm towards him. Like she reserves her warmest smiles for him. But every other person can just, I don't care about you. But still, I mean, Nate is on a mission right now. And what's that mission? Bring Sabrina to Robbie's birthday party. So he needs her help. So he meets her, after her practice right before his own starts and says, hey, this is not about any of us. This is about our best friends. So my best friend wants your best friend to be around for his birthday. So that's what this is about. So he now told her, that it's a Vegas themed party. So wear a black tie. And then Aaron happens to be around. Nate is thinking that he does not like Aaron. Because Aaron, first of all, the way he talks to Stacey, especially on the ice rink, hey, you have to be careful, you're putting on weight, hey, do it right, there's a way he talks to her that rubs off on Nate the wrong way. But Stacey doesn't really seem to mind, and Nate doesn't want to come to her defense before it will make matters worse between them. If the lady doesn't ask for your assistance and not offer help, or you might, get her really upset, and that's not good. Still doesn't like how he's like, hey, don't be sloppy, or don't worry, you get it, in a way that's totally like, yeah, you won't get it. What's with his, bitchy attitude, right? So as the boys are waiting for, like the ice hockey boys are waiting for the skating team to be through and over with their time on the rink, Henry was like, oh yeah, Stacey has a boyfriend. Something actually brought it up. And Nate was like, oh no. If you mean Aaron, he's not her boyfriend. And also Stacey says she doesn't have a boyfriend. We're like, oh well, I saw her hugging Rockwell. And like, oh, this innocent boy. Just because he saw two people hugging. Oh, because they all see Henry as this baby and, innocent person. So Henry was like, they laughed at him. So Henry had to clarify that, oh no. They were not just hugging. They were making out. And he had his hand on her ass. Like, oh, okay. He's right. Maybe they might not be dating, but for sure something's going on there. When Aaron comes out, basically, Stacey's already outside now. Now Aaron comes to the guys and basically comes up to Nate's face and now starts telling him that, see, Stacey is never going to fork you. She's just going to string you along and drop you like hot potatoes. Where is that coming from? Did he tell you he wants to, or did you see signs he wants to? Like, the antagonism. I'm even wondering at this point, does Aaron want Stacey for himself and he's not saying? The coaches definitely noticed that the figure skating team and then the ice hockey team, they're not getting along. And it happened mostly because one girl, one junior girl and one junior guy, they got into this big argument and she was just like saying a lot of mean things. And one of the coaches overheard and was like, nah, we have to do something about this. So they had to introduce icebreaker sections, which I believe is kind of what gave the book its name, Icebreaker. In these icebreaker sections, Stacey happened to sight Henry. She's like, hi. And then she's thinking, oh my gosh, that this person, I just can't help but like this person. Like, he's just so adorable and cool. Because Henry had come to find her at the library where she was studying, and it helped her study. She was having such a hard time studying corporate social responsibility, CSR. So he helped her, he bought her coffee, and then that's when he now told her about how Russ was quiet, like the guy who got in trouble, and because of him, the hockey guy's rink was smashed. That actually he's a quiet person, he's not a troublemaker, and he's even the one that impregnated the girl in question, right? And also, that Nate is not that bad. Nate was just trying to protect Russ because Russ would have lost his scholarship and he would have been kicked out of the school if Nate had, revealed that, oh, this happened because of Russ. And also, Nate is kind because he let him, Henry, a sophomore, live with seniors, which it's not something that's obtainable. In this icebreaker section, it's meant to be like speed dating. You get like 30 seconds. Sorry, in this case, I think that's 2.5 minutes with each person. You rotate. So 2.5, you talk about yourself, maybe your star, your sign, your dog, your favorite food, stuff like that. Just get to know each other. And the coaches or the director came up with this in hopes that it's going to allow the hockey and the figure skating team get along. Let's see if it actually works. The first person Stacey happens to sit with is JJ, and she's like, he has this earring piercing on, like he looks like someone you want to get in trouble with, like good trouble. That's what Stacey was thinking. They have a chill conversation, and then 2.5 minutes she rotates again until eventually she's actually with Henry. But in Henry's own time, Henry just looks stressed out, like please, let's not do this. Let me just use this time and just close my eyes and sleep. And she's like, yeah, sure. So this is the first time she's seen Henry actually walked out about something, like, what do you call it, stressed up about something. Because he's always like this, on this chill, low-key person who just wants peace. But apparently, this whole speed dating thing is getting him like, oh my god, this is hard. This is so hard for Henry. So the last person, of course, he's the last person she's going to get a chance to speed date is Nate. So Nate and Stacey are facing each other. And then he comes with his most cheerful self. Like, the dude just dialed it up on optimism. Like, I don't want to carry any morose personality around this babe, right? If I want to kind of make friends with her. Stacey planned to be mad at him longer than forever because he was like, do you plan to be mad at me forever? She's like, you underestimate me. I plan to be mad at you longer than forever. So when she said this, he started laughing. And she's like, why is he laughing? I wasn't trying to make a joke. And honestly, whenever that kind of thing happens, you're not trying to make a joke. You're trying to piss someone off and then laughing. It actually kind of pops a bubble on you trying to be mad. It's like, why did you finish my anger before I had a chance to finish it? Why did you pop it? You get that. So for the first time, she now had to calm down and communicated her feelings to him on his own side of things. He just saying like, oh, she's just been angry at me. And she's like, no, that actually I was trying to tell you that this whole sharing a ring stuff is a big deal because it means I get less practice because of ABC. The whole more pressure she faces as a figure skater than he faces as an ice hockey player. You understand? And he played it off like she was being dramatic. And that was what really got her pissed off. Not even anything he did or didn't do. That was the main thing that got her pissed off. He felt bad and he said, okay, let's start again. Let's be friends. And she's like, well, I'm just going to place you on probation. See if you're actually nice enough for me to want to get along with. Finally is Robbie's surprise party. Woo! You guys, it's a party. It's finally Robbie's surprise party. So Anastasia and Sabrina, they come and they're looking all chill because of course our ladies have to. Immediately Robbie and Brain, they go on their own. They have their own business. There's a poker table where Stacey pretended, that she doesn't know how to play poker until she rips Nate off $200. She's like, doesn't know how to play my ass. Like, why did I fall for that? She gets pressed again and, he offers again, hey, you want to use the bathroom in my room? Very last conversation. Considering that for weeks they've been treating each other ice cold. And then he's more like, oh yeah, the boys adore you, and he's now pleading with her to forgive him. That does he have to get on his knees? And then she now gives me a shocking reply that no, the only time you're going to get on your knees is to do the down business. And I'm like, normally this is the kind of reply that dudes give, because there was this book I was reading, and the girl was like, come on, can't you like bend over your principles for once and let me have this house? And guys like that, he bends nothing over unless if he's a willing woman. So this is that kind of reply, right? Like, no, 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 you're not Nicole unless you're gonna do this business. And that's when it dawns on Nate that, oh, since I saw this babe, I've actually been attracted to her, and apparently it's not one-sided. Okay. Now asking her to beg him, to kiss, because he now starts all kind of, dudes, the moment they kind of figure this thing out, they change tactics. And it now becomes, and come on, this is them in his room alone. So he's now changing tactics, and it's all like, breathing up her neck and her ear. And it's more like, beg me, what do you want? Waiting for her to make the first move, to kiss him. And they kiss. And that's where I stopped in the book, because I was like, oh, come on, it's too early for you guys to kiss. I don't want you guys to kiss yet. So will I continue reading Icebreaker? That is dependent on you. If you like this video enough, or you're listening on the podcast avenues, and you hear this video, you hear this story, and you're like, oh yeah, Zals, I wanted you to do more of this. There's a link there in the show notes or the description. You can hit me up on WhatsApp or wherever, or in the comments and say, hey, finish up the story. If not, I don't know. Because I think one of my friends finished reading the book already, and she's like, yeah, Ice Skater is not all that. I'm like, yeah, I feel the same, because I wasn't, when I got turned off based on why they're kissing already, I faced another book, From the Curve with Love, and that's also has figure skating as its center, but it's a more intense book, and that's the one I'm going to do next. I know I was meant to do Chimamanda at the Chase, because Purple Hibiscus is coming up. Just sometimes you're not in the vibes, and sometimes reading is better than not reading at all. Instead of like, I'm gonna do, unless I do this one, I'm not gonna do the other ones. Let's just do the other ones, and we'll still find our ways, turn back to this moment. So thank you for hanging out with me today, and see you in the next video.